Ready for Monday Mortgage Minute with your hosts, Tom McNamara and Bruce Woodburn.
Well,
Were
how
you
was
there?
that? Huh?
You got cut off a little bit there.
I don't know what happened to that. You know what? I got to tell you, Tom, my producer skills are lackluster at best. Okay.
Well, we'll forgive you because you're a pretty darn good loan officer.
I think as long as people realize that, it's funny because on my radio show, I tell them, I said, listen, I am not a professional talk show host here. I'm a professional lender. If you're expecting an articulate talk show host, you're not going to get it in this show.
Nope.
You're not going to get it. Wow. But I get by and I try to give my clients and listeners the best information that they can get so they can make informed decisions. So thinking about and talking about informed decisions, I had a really busy weekend with buyers this weekend, like a crazy busy weekend. Wow. That they were jumping in the market. But what I'm seeing, and I don't know if you're seeing it from your end, but all the news I read is that home prices are declining. Tampa is down. Sarasota is down. Charlotte County's down. And 3 transactions I'm working on, my clients are literally bidding on these homes over ask price.
Yeah, it is a little bit crazy out there. I'm seeing the same thing. I'm seeing some homes that I watch go on the market, and as soon as I see them, I know that they're going to sit there for a while and they'll be on the market 3, 4, 5 weeks, and then they start dropping the price, and then they're on the market for 3 months and they finally go under contract. On the flip side, I listed a house last week or a week before last, and we priced it low. Now, it was a beat up house and needed a lot of work, but I know how to sell those. I've sold tons of them, and we price them below where they should go so that we get a lot of action. And we had almost 60 sets of people look at the home in 3 days. The place was back to back. It was wall to wall people. We got 13 offers, right? We had listed it for $400,000. We ended up going under contract for $450,000. Close in 2 weeks, all cash.
Beautiful.
And actually, they want to close this week now. They said they sent us an email over the weekend with, "Hey, can we close this week instead?" Sure. Yeah. I think it's a matter of pricing appropriately in this market. Trying to let's see what happens. You end up down here.
Right.
If you price it where it should be, you end up there or above it.
It's interesting because I'm seeing such a wide variety of situations happening out there. One, I got the seller. I'm willing to pay. I'll put a new roof on for you. I'm willing to pay your closing costs. We'll entertain rate buy downs. And then in the next neighborhood around the corner, it's like, yeah, you better come in a little stronger on your offer than that. Well, what do you mean? I gave you a full price offer. Yeah, but I'm telling you, I got more activity. So how does one truly navigate that? What's the secret to being able to identify? Is it the area that you're looking in? Is it that particular property? Is everyone a little different? Or are you seeing trends in certain sections and not in other sections?
It's definitely neighborhood by neighborhood. It's not even city by city. Winter Springs is a great example, right? Winter Springs in general is an okay, just fine market. Winter Springs inside Tuscaloosa is on fire.
Sure it is.
It's a matter of really digging into the trends and what's going on and being able to pinpoint that. I notice, like, a lot of times when I ask somebody what comps they use to get to a price, they'll show me comps and I'm like, that's 6 miles away. That's on the other side of 2 major highways. Like, that's not a comp. No, it's not. It's an example of data, sure, but it's not a comp, right? A comp is going to be really close, hopefully in the same neighborhood, or at least in a very similar neighborhood on the same side of a major highway.
And within a reasonable period of time. So the
3 months.
Yeah, the gold standard would be a 3-month-old contract or less within 1 mile. That's the gold standard.
That's the gold standard. Occasionally, when you're outside of an area with a lot of activity, you either have to extend the time frame and look back further, or extend the area and look out further, right?
Yes.
But
oftentimes appraisers have to go out of what they call the scope.
Correct.
And but they still have to use comparables. In other words, you can't use a non-pool home with a pool home, a non-lakefront home with a lakefront home, a non-golf course home with a golf course home. They're not comparables.
You can
Even
actually
though-
do a pool. You can do a pool with and without a pool. It's
Well,
better to have a pool, but you can do it without
if
a
an
pool. Because all you
appraiser
have to
can
do is
find a comp that's with or without the subject, they have to use that.
absolutely. But if they can't find it, they can make an adjustment.
And they'll make the adjustments. They prefer
So,
not to, but they will make the adjustments.
I will give you one of the keys to my success in that. When I am not highly confident about the price that I want to list a property at, I go ahead and pay for an appraisal for my seller, because I want to get that seller what they deserve.
Yeah.
And I don't want to guess and come close. I want to nail it. And then the great thing about having that is I accidentally leave that appraisal report for the appraiser when they come in for the contract and they see all the comps that we use. So they generally don't question each other and will appraise accordingly. So if I ever run into one where I can't figure out how to get it done and feel confident in it, I can always come up with a number, but I want to feel confident. I go ahead and have my appraiser buddy appraise it for me. Costs me money, but it gets my seller what they deserve.
So I want to ask you a question then that would be more attributed to other real estate agents out there.
Sure.
What is I believe that a real estate agent can only call their past client maybe twice a year, because the client starts to realize that, oh my God, Tom's just calling me to see if I know anybody that wants to buy or sell or invest in real estate. And, sooner or later, it's like the Amway person. And you're just like, oh my God, Tom just wants to ask me the same question. What do you do to stay in touch with your past clients to ensure that they come back to you time and time again? What are some of the things that you do?
I do a lot of different things. One is that I get them to sign up for my newsletter, which keeps them informed about the market and what's going on, which a lot of them do. And I get read receipts, so I see who's reading them and such. I also sign them up for an application called HomeBot, which gives them a financial analysis of their home and what's going on with their equity and information about that, which keeps me top of mind. And I do make those phone calls. And you're right, there is a balance. If you call them once every month on the 18th, they know that they're going to get a call from you on the 18th, and it's not a surprise, and it's periodic because that's their day. So I avoid doing that, but I do invite them to some events. I send them some information about what's going on in their neighborhood from time to time. And I do call at least twice a year, an actual phone call. Hey, how are you doing? And I rarely ask for a referral during those first calls. I ask for it down the road. I ask for them up front.
I believe if the relationship and the trust is made between the client and the business person, in our case, a real estate agent or mortgage lender, that as long as you are bringing value to them throughout time, you don't have to ask for business. They know what you do.
Absolutely.
Right? They know what you do. You don't have to be a beggar. And I believe, first of all, before I go on to what I do, because I think you and I do some similar things to be able to really take care of and show our clients that have already closed that we truly appreciate them, that it's not a one and done deal. But you mentioned HomeBot, which is a system that you and I use to help our clients track their equity. And it's an interactive tool so that they can even manipulate their value based on what they believe their home may be worth. How much equity is in it? How much can you borrow against it? How much do I need to pay to make a 15-year payment versus a 30-year payment? There's all kinds of tools. But you know what I like most about HomeBot?
What's that?
When you subscribe to something that's free, like Zillow, TurboTax, Credit Karma, you become the product. So when you click on those things to look at your home value, you are now being sold to 50,000 real estate agents that want to buy those trigger leads.
Right, sure.
So if you're tired of being spammed and you don't want that, contact Tom, contact myself. We'll add you into our HomeBot. You don't get solicited.
Nope.
Oh, we are the only ones that have the information. And the most you might get from us is, hey, John, I saw you were looking at your home equity. Do you have a question?
Yeah.
That's it. but you're not being sold, because if you go to your Zillow and look up your own home value, you are now being triggered, and Zillow's sending that information. They're selling it to all kinds of people out there.
Absolutely.
Same with TurboTax. People are willing to get their taxes done for free, but what information is being sold, and to whom is it being sold to?
Yep.
Even Credit Karma. They don't give you a free credit report because they're kind. They're giving you a free credit report because they're selling your data. They look at that, and when they pull your report, they go, oh, he's looking for a mortgage. He's shopping for a house. He's shopping for a car. He just bought a new bedroom suite. He bought a new mattress. Then you start wondering why your phone is attacking you with all this information.
Yep, for sure.
So HomeBot, you can reach out to Tom or I think that right now I'm seeing a lot of buyers jump in the market. They're not afraid they don't think the housing market's going to crash. You won't overpay for a house. You're not going to buy a house right now for 400 and it's going to drop to 300. Those things are not going to happen. Right. I can assure you they will not happen. You may find some pockets that you're not going to negotiate very much in, and you will find other pockets that you can. Also, the length of time on the market can make a difference. If a house has been on 100%. The market for 3 days, you may not be able to negotiate as much. If a house has been on the market for 30 days, they may be starting to get a little nervous. 60 days, they should be nervous.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, definitely 60 days you should be nervous. And it's interesting because I think we have 4.7 or 5.7, depending on where you're looking, months of inventory in the market, which tells you that there are a lot of houses sitting. And I can tell you that if I look at them, I could probably pull any one of them up that's been sitting for any length of time like that, and it's overpriced.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I got to run. You have a great Monday. Thanks for joining us. The market is flat right now. It opened up -3 points on the bond market. I think that we could have a decent week for interest rates. If you want a lender that is watching it like a geeky hawk, I'm all over this. And I can tell you something. You want somebody that's going to take care of you and your mortgage, whether you're buying, refinancing, building a new home, I can help you. Tom McNamara, one of the finest real estate agents in Florida. We can help you in all 50 states. And what a immense knowledge you have. And when it comes to those unique situations that he seems to gravitate to, and he's a great resource for those. We should talk about as is and subject to in our next meeting. How about that?
Sure. Sounds good, man.
All right. Have a great day.
All right, Bruce.